All right, and here we are with another episode of the Shower Beer Podcast. My name is John, and I'm not afraid of clowns.
My name is Chris Myko, and if given the opportunity, I would open mouth kiss Dario Saric.
And my name is Jack, and I am actually kind of afraid of clowns after hearing about them in the news.
All right, fair enough. That's what you've got on 1 second notice, and we're going to go with it. So let's go ahead and start off with what we did poorly last week. The interns were hard at work. Jack, what's the recap?
Well, number one, what we did poorly was not have errors last week. That was my bad, of course.
So it wasn't a perfect podcast in week 3?
It was not.
I was really hoping it was.
Actually, there's some listener feedback for week 3. You mentioned Mikey Miz and with the wrong radio show. He's 97.5. You said something else.
That's how beautiful Philadelphia is. It has 2 radio stations dedicated to sports.
On FM.
Yeah,
exactly.
But one of our eagle-eared listeners pointed that out.
Guess what? Don't give a shit. Moving on.
Still don't listen to Mikey Miss, even though I know where he is.
All right, you've heard it here first. Chris does not give a shit about our listeners.
Can't wait till the Q&A segments.
Yeah.
All right, so number one error, we couldn't come up with Hillary's vice president.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly. Right? But what that got me to is the VP debate is tomorrow. Now, quick roundtable. You guys don't know I've come up with this. What would you rather watch tomorrow than the VP debate?
Well, I know what I'm going to be watching, and that's going to be at sunset. So the reason we're actually doing this podcast on a Monday night this week, because I'm heading off tomorrow morning to the Dominican Republic, literally directly into a hurricane. So I'm going to say it right now. If this is my last podcast, it's been real. But this time tomorrow, I plan on being on a beach with a drink with an umbrella in it.
I actually work till about 9 o'clock tomorrow, but I am DVRing the Sixers preseason game, and I'm going to see Joel Embiid break his foot and cry.
I would probably rather watch Say Yes to the Dress.
Hell of a show. Hell of a show.
I mean, there's a lot of things I'd rather watch than this. House Hunters, any of the House Hunters knockoffs. My sister's graduation footage, which I'm sure we took for some reason.
Tuesday night's Pawn Stars, my number 3 show of all time.
That's
Well,
right. I
actually,
thought that was number 4. That was your number 4 show of all time.
It was number 4.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
How
edit
quickly
that out.
you forget your rundown.
We can air that next time.
But it makes me feel like you didn't take that list seriously at all last week, Chris.
I don't know. I got a guy that can get on that, give you a better answer.
Yeah, all right.
So are we all now saying that the VP debate will not get 297 million viewers?
I will say that, yes, confidently. I will put money on that.
Yeah, I probably would.
Is
Also.
297 the number for the debate?
It was.
No,
I heard somebody
so that's
say
like
that.
ridiculous.
I thought it was like 115, which is still ridiculous.
It's still insane, but somebody said somewhere around there. But
Yeah.
I mean, these are 2 of like the least like intriguing VP picks in recent memory, considering the character of the actual presidential candidates.
right.
Oh, they were both very vanilla.
When both VP picks were announced, they were both boring, like vanilla.
Well, I still don't know the Democrat's name, so that can keep being an error, but it's not really an error because I just don't know it.
Tim Kaine, you don't know Virginia governors?
It's true, I don't. You would need to give me a multiple choice for Delaware governors, and I live there. It was Markell at one point, right? Is that still a thing?
I believe it's still Markell.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I
so.
thought for sure that it had ended like 8 years ago.
I really wish it was
I think we
Kane
need
from
term limits.
WWE. That would be so much more fun.
Hillary and Kane.
No, I mean just the debate, and they get like Hunter Pence debating Kane, the WWE superstar.
Yeah, but I'm saying, imagine the WWE's Kane and Hillary as the ticket.
Oh, hell yeah.
But that would be quite the debate. Has Kane ever said a word?
Oh, yeah, he started talking.
He
Yeah.
took off the mask. They reinvented his character a few times. Yeah.
Interesting.
That ended up his
He
shit
was
a while
corporate
ago.
Kane, and then he was...
Oh, I forgot that.
Trying to do a Triple H.
Little known
type,
fact, Kane, before he was Kane, Glenn Jacobs, the wrestler, was Isaac Yankem DDS, the famed early 90s awful wrestler. It was like
Chris,
the whole dental gimmick.
Chris is by far a resident wrestling fan. I enjoyed wrestling for a period of about 4 years that were not recent.
Were they the golden years of it?
To me, they were.
Yeah.
But I actually knew that little Kane tidbit, believe it or not.
And I did not.
And now you do, but soon you won't again.
Exactly.
Because that's how memories work. What else do we have on errors?
Well, we had a pretty major omission in the rule of threes.
Okay.
Nobody brought up Johnny Manziel.
I feel like that's just such a given. It would be disappointing at that point.
And he's one of those guys that's going to be like randomly persistent for a decade. Like, he'll just pop up in the news for something dumb he did,
But he won't die.
but he won't die until he's, like, really forgotten.
But then we'll lose someone like Tebow and like some like weird Christian
like,
boating
it'll
accident.
be a plane crash. It's been a while since we've had a celebrity plane crash. We
Yeah.
are definitely overdue.
Big time. We call that the Roberto Clemente Award.
Better check first class tomorrow, Yarny.
Southwest.
Okay.
We board by zone. There is no first class. B-15, by the way.
Did you just sink my battleship?
The app wasn't working for the... you check in 24 hours in advance, so I walked out of a meeting. Actually, I had to take a piss or something, and I went to the hallway so I could check in, and the app wasn't working. So they just came back, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I can, check in on southwest.com.
Actually, this is my unofficial recommendation, to pay the extra $10 to $15 to be able to have that advanced boarding. Because I never get on time, and I'm always like A20, and it's awesome.
Yeah, whatever. B-15 is not bad. There's more than 45 seats, I assume, so I'll be fine.
Yeah,
I
right.
guess so.
And I just want to be not middle. Window, cool. It means I can put my head up against the window. Aisle, cool. I can put my leg out and get my elbow bumped. Drew Barrymore style. That's all good. What else do we have for errors?
So we couldn't come up with the names of the girls from Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, sadly enough. I didn't even know this when I read it. Alice was Anna Kendrick, and
I know that.
Tatiana was Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be
Not important to the plot.
Alice and Tatiana need dates.
Need dick. Rated
I
R.
mean,
There we go.
I'm going to throw my hat directly into both of those rings.
I love my wife. Keep listening, baby. Keep listening.
Your wife is a sweetheart, Chris. I agree.
That she is.
She's enriched my life.
So we brought up Amir Abdullah, and I think Maiko said he's out for the season. Yarny goes, that's not right. He's out for the season.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
I've also fact-checked that since he's on both of my fantasy teams this year. And yes, that is in fact right.
Absolutely.
you do
One
know
of them's
the
a dynasty, though.
The
so.
NFL did change their IR rules this year, though. Before, if you went on IR, it was season-ending
Right,
IR.
right.
Now they have this like 8-week exemption thing. It's new, so even if you go on the IR, you may not be done.
I think I did see out for season.
I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, the damage is done. My team's terrible. After having the highest points the first 2 weeks, I'm now getting decimated.
I think by me, I think
That doesn't sound right.
sounds right to me.
Back to you, Jack.
Back to me. When I read the Pats schedule, the very soft Pats schedule, I read the first 3 games they had already won.
I bet they do. I bet those are wins. Yes.
Those games that they won sure seem winnable.
And here's my season-long error. I said they were going to go 16-0, and they lost.
Oh, and you had them as the last team to get defeated also.
Yeah.
And I believe that yours truly had the first 2 losses of the previously undefeated teams as the Ravens and the Patriots. And who lost? The Ravens and the Patriots.
Well,
so far I'm batting 1,000 on that bet.
So-
While both of you are going, the longest teams are out. I feel like I've already won mathematically. I'm not sure how we're scoring this.
So
But
my
we keep going.
mindset on the Patriots was that Garoppolo was all the reports saying he was throwing in practice and he was going to play, and then he obviously didn't, and it was Jacoby, whatever his name is, put that in the airs. But he threw 3 passes in the first half. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm right and you're wrong.
If
in
Garoppolo
comparison.
played, they would have won, no doubt
Yeah,
about
well.
it.
All of my intel was saying that they were playing the Bills. That's
all
I was
that's
going
all you needed to know.
And how'd that work out for you?
Not very well.
All right.
Moving
But
on.
I did pick the Ravens correctly, and it looks like the Vikings are currently playing, but winning.
And I picked the Vikings to not lose next.
I
so
think they were
I'm in
your
good
last
shape.
team positive.
I'm going to look at that again because
somehow-
I'm pretty
well-
sure. I think I had the Ravens third.
Well, that's bad for you, since they were tied for first out.
But
Yeah, the Raiders beat them. I thought you had the Raiders winning that.
I thought I did too.
Yeah. But you definitely didn't have New England as next. So, I mean, I know what my order was. I don't have all of your notes. I assume we've got an intern compiling this. I guess we should make a graphic for the website.
Yeah, probably
That hasn't been
something like
launched
that.
yet. So we can put that on Facebook. And then each week update it with how right I am versus how wrong you guys are. I figure a green circle for each one that I get right. And it's like a big red X or a red line
Sure.
for all the ones that
So,
you guys get wrong.
Maiko, of course, had the Vikings, who are playing right now and winning against the Giants.
That's the first one
Eagles,
out. All
Eagles number 2.
right. Okay.
And, of course, then the Ravens, Broncos, and Patriots. So his...
Which makes no sense because we talked about how you thought the Raiders were going to beat the Ravens this week.
I don't even know, man. Leave me alone.
So you had
Talk about wrestling
So
again.
you had the pick right, but you're just bad at math and ordering things.
Sure.
There's-
That's par for the course.
However, you already did specifically say Ravens first, and then the Patriots, but not this week.
That's fine, but part of the ordering that I chose hedged bets in different directions. So that is what I thought, but I left allowances.
All right, easy
And
there.
at the end of the
Amarillo
day, the
Slim.
score is right. Hey, whatever, man. I'll take that as a compliment.
And then my final error was Maiko asked for a list of Tina Fey movies, and we did not bring up Mean Girls.
Really? And today is National Mean Girls Day.
Today is National
Today
Mean Girls
is
Day.
National Mean Girls Day, October 3rd.
And we all know that, but Maiko, would you like to remind the audience of why this is Mean Girls Day?
Well, Lindsay Lohan, what was her name? Katie
Katie.
Katie Heron.
Katie
Heron.
Katie Heron was trying her best to woo Aaron Samuels, and on October 3rd, she decided to ask. He asked
Come on,
her
man.
what day it was. Come on, it's been a long day, and then he answered October 3rd.
Your explanation was not very fetch.
Well, stop trying to make fetch happen, okay?
No, fetch has happened.
Fetch is not happening.
No, I have used fetch with great applause. So fetch is a usable word in the right circumstance.
Just because your dad invented toaster strudels doesn't mean you can go around here using fetch.
All right. So second off, my dad didn't invent shit. He invented me, and in theory, my two sisters.
Meh.
Jury's still out. But anything that Lacey Chabert does is fine by me.
Absolutely.
Except for that husband I don't approve of. So I'm not a big fan of that.
You know what is fetch, actually, is that Facebook gets Mean Girls Day correctly, but I think literally every day between today and when Back to the Future was made was somehow Back to the Future Day on Facebook.
Wasn't the actual one last year?
I think so, but that would be an error check.
It gets
I have
changed
no
all
idea.
the time.
Yeah.
That's because Facebook keeps saying, yeah,
Yeah. I think someone just went and photoshopped like every year.
every single day.
Yeah.
Like every year's worth. Well, I think they got the date right. They just
Did
kept
they?
changing the year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So error check next week. We'll have the Back to the Future Day.
I think the actual real one was last year.
It's
So I
sometime
think that
last
was
year.
a thing.
yeah.
October 15th,
And
maybe?
I wanted to say everybody was talking about how they would release the Air McFlys that day.
And it
but
didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but they have actually gotten those Air McFlys going.
and everyone keeps asking for their hoverboards, and that's fine. I guess that looks neat. I don't know, it just looks like another way for me to hurt myself. I want to know when I'm getting my goddamn 3 seashells. I'm not sure if there are any Demolition Man fans here or not, but the 3 seashells are what I need in my life. You're shaking your head. Is that because you don't agree or you haven't seen the movie?
I haven't seen it.
Dude,
Or maybe I saw it years ago.
have you seen Demolition Man?
Demolition Man, no. We
Really?
talked about this yesterday, didn't we?
Okay, I know I
think
talked
we
about it with
did.
somebody. So this is a definite Showerbeard podcast homework assignment. Demolition Man is...
Where is this on our list of movies, by the way? I think we've
we've
said
got
this
a
about
bunch of
15
them.
movies.
I assume an intern's got a list going. Demolition Man is loosely based on the Aldous Huxley classic Brave New World. It has an all-star cast with Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. It's one of, if not, Sandra Bullock's first movie. Benjamin Bratt, Dennis Leary when he was still doing just comedy. He wasn't acting yet. You've got the warden from Shawshank's in there, playing a prison warden, no less.
Go figure.
You've got Jesse Ventura's in there for a split second. Tremendous cast. Highly recommend. So we've got it's one of those just amazing, terrible movies. Highly
nice.
recommend it.
And that wraps up the errors for me.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive into this week. I know what I'm most excited about is the triumphant return of Saturday Night Live with an exceptional debut episode. Margot Robbie has hosted, who I have a personal soft spot for since she is an admitted fan of shower beers. And I am actually even fonder of her now because I learned during the monologue that she and I share the same birthday, July 2nd. Approximately the same year.
Of course.
Give or take some.
You guys are pretty much dating now, right?
That's the way I see it. I mean, what more do you need?
Really?
And we also learned, however, that Leslie Jones is a dirty, dirty liar because the part in the monologue, they kind of bonded over having the same birthday of July 2nd. Leslie Jones was born September 7th. And more surprisingly than her being a liar, she was born in 1967. Leslie Jones is 49 years old.
I wouldn't think she's that old, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess black don't crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say what you will about black people. They kind of look the same age like their whole life.
I don't know. Black men they start getting that grain in the beard, and all of a sudden they're full of wisdom.
I'm not over your statement. Say what you want about black people.
Yeah, you know what?
I haven't really got past that yet.
Yeah, you know. Good catch.
I don't know.
I think we need to get something on the wall. Don't say what you want about black people. Think about it first.
Say what you want about black people. They age well. All right.
All right, on that note. But overall, the episode was excellent. Chris hasn't seen it, so we're going to go ahead and ruin it pretty thoroughly.
Good. I don't care.
Yeah, very good episode. The cast, it was very strong. I didn't really see too much of them last year, but Margot Robbie was kind of a small part, and I just thought very good overall, performance by the cast.
So on my end,
she was very complimentary.
Somebody
what was
that
going on. They didn't force her on us, other than the librarian scene, but that really worked.
So as an SNL fan, had relatively low expectation for the season just because they lost Pharaoh and Taron Killam, who I thought was their strongest character outside of Kate McKinnon. But everything I'm reading online saying that Kate McKinnon just went wild, and they said the cast didn't miss a beat.
She had another one of those vintage Kate McKinnon performances where she's kind of
the old actress.
She isn't like everybody else in the skit, and Margot Robbie broke character a little bit.
Like the one with Gosling last year?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She didn't break as much as Gosling did, and I don't think it was as good as that skit, but it was pretty funny.
You can tell that Margot Robbie was...
It was in that same vein, that same style of skit, and you would definitely love it.
Yep. Well, and how can you go without saying Alec Baldwin is Trump?
Yeah.
That was perfection.
Yeah, they need to keep that
Yeah.
for as long as Trump is relevant, so hopefully 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I think he may be relevant a little bit longer than that.
Nah.
I hope not, but maybe.
I mean, he will be.
Obviously the debate was the cold open.
Yes.
Was it good? Because I guess the take was the debate was so comical in itself, trying to make it funny would possibly backfire.
Well, it's funny because Trump did a really good job of... Baldwin did a really good job of capturing Trump and kind of some of his Trump-isms and the way that he is. And then, conversely, Kate McKinnon doesn't really reflect Hillary. She doesn't particularly look like her. She doesn't make any effort to have the same compliment.
Caricature.
Exactly. She says what we're all thinking that Hillary is.
Yeah, exactly.
And it works better that way.
Right. Well, and I heard Bill Hader say something about this where he, at one point in SNL, this was on the Norm podcast, by the way, was at SNL and nailed an impression, and it just wasn't funny.
Right.
And it's not about nailing the impression, it's about nailing the essence.
And the mannerisms.
Yeah, where like Trump or George Bush, you're going to be funny just as being them and saying stupid things. Where that, it's kind of, you have to expand a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think it worked really well. Mm-hmm. You mentioned the new cast. They didn't do anything through the roof excellent, but they played bit roles well. The one guy, and they did kind of a Scooby-Doo takeoff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they had one of the new cast members in that. He did a really good job. Seems like a genuinely good actor, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about his comedic chops, because he was kind of like the straight man in that scene. But yeah, I mean, they're off to a good start. I'm looking forward to
Did
next
they announce
week.
who's hosting next week?
Yeah,
Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
Miranda.
And,
That was my recommendation last week.
yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Is this the fake Hamilton guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And 21 Pilots, who will be excellent.
Yes.
Now, I'll be out of the country for this, so I assume that they have TVs down in Dominican Republic.
It's touch and go.
If not, then it's on the DVR, and I'll be back on.
Well, if the Dominican
Monday
Republic
night.
is anything like Haiti,
Well, Haiti won't exist by the time I get down there.
everyone
hurricane-
lives in shacks,
They
apparently.
do share an island, but they are somewhat different.
But Dominican Republic's on the good side.
It is.
And Haiti is actively being raped by a hurricane as we
relatively
speak.
speaking, on the good side.
I mean, if I'm there, it's the good side.
Yeah.
Just side note, the I guess more conservative hostess Greta Van something.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I don't know.
Greta Van Susteren.
Yeah, well, she was tweeting about how Haiti, how most of the people that live down there in shacks, and they're all going to be wiped out. And this other lady was like, no, that's not true at all. You don't know what you're talking about. And then Greta was like, you're not qualified to talk about this. And this lady responded, you literally had me on your show as an Haiti expert. And then the next thing you know, Greta blocked her on Twitter. It was like the funniest thing to happen on Twitter this week.
It sounds like a Trumpism.
Yeah, seriously.
Pretty much. One day, Trump, when he loses, he's going to stare in the camera and he's going to look you dead in the eye and say, I never ran for president of the United States. And he is going to believe it.
Yeah,
Believe me.
That is He is a sociopathic liar. The last note we had for Saturday Night Live was weekend update. Michael Che dropping an N-bomb.
Yeah. People up in arms over this. I did not feel that way.
I literally heard him say it and just thought, is that something they normally do? Like, I really wasn't sure at that given moment.
Now,
Like, it doesn't bother me because, quite frankly, I don't think I'm not allowed to be bothered by it, right? Like, that's not something I'm allowed to be bothered by. Like, I'm not, but...
Say what you want about white people. We're not allowed to be bothered by that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not bothered by pretty much anything.
I mean...
Other than Crocs with socks. Oh, that was a great skit.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Crocs with socks, yeah. Watch that one.
You gotta watch this, dude. You're way behind.
I'm just gonna watch it all.
Way behind, yeah.
I want to watch it again.
I mean, I'm a student of Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and, sometimes Pryor. I mean, I'm desensitized to it, even though I would never use that word. Like we were saying N-bomb.
And, yeah, well.
So, is Michael Che solo hosting this thing now?
No, there's two.
No, Joseph's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe's okay. I don't know if Joe's left or not. Like I said, they lost 3 or 4 people. I don't know who the other 2 were outside of Taron Killam and.
No, those were the only 2. That was pretty big when they said they were out.
They used Che in a skit too. They used him as the moderator. He played Lester Holt.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Barely looked like he did pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see him kind of like branch out a little bit. I guess losing Pharaoh, they kind of have to use use their black guy.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know. Is Jost a good actor? Like, is he someone that they could use? I've got no concept.
He's probably just a Weekend Update guy. Like most of them are just Weekend Update. Like Tina Fey was just Weekend Update.
Remember when she was Sarah Palin?
After SNL. That
was her
post SNL career.
She came back.
Nah, but she did some things.
She was the
Norm was in skits. Chevy was in skits. I mean, they pretty much were all in skits.
More recently, they've kind of
Seth
taken.
Myers wasn't really.
He was the head writer.
He was the writer and an update.
And I think
that's the mold they're trying to follow now.
Where Tina Fey was either the head writer or 1A to Seth Meyers as they were on there.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon did go on to the Weekend Update. I want to say he was.
I missed
still in skits. Yeah, Stefan.
Did we get any bit characters on Weekend Update? Did we get a drunk uncle or anything?
We got.
It was like a homeless lady.
Yeah, homeless are like just kind of crazy a little bit. I don't. Yeah, it was another person that says it's drunk.
Drunk Uncle is phenomenal. I mean, the thing is, Stefan overshadowed him because they were at the same time. But Drunk Uncle is phenomenal. I don't care.
I don't know. Kate McKinnon's Russian lady is, I think, my favorite.
I mean,
I don't know.
As much as I hated her in repeat subject Ghostbusters, she's great on SNL. Like everything she does, like she touches his gold,
So, all right, moving right along, staying in the news. Kim Kardashian out in Paris, kind of like a taken light. They stormed in and instead of taking her, they took all of her bunch of her jewelry. Depending on what time you're in the story, between $6 and $10 million worth. I guess there's a $4 million ring that kind of, depending what version of the police report you look at, maybe was or wasn't stolen. Say what you want about Kim Kardashian. That kind of sucks getting tied up and locked in a bathroom or whatever it was.
Well, crazy enough, the story broke when Kanye had about 10 minutes left in his set at a music festival. And
I thought he was in New York, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a music festival in New York. It wasn't actually like the Pablo tour.
Oh, okay. I thought it was at MSG.
No, it was...
Okay. It was in the Meadow or something like that.
Yeah, something, yeah. And there was a guy on the stage, like he came out on the stage like trying to wave him over, and Kanye was like, yo, get the fuck off stage. And he kept waving, and 10 minutes left in the show, Kanye goes, oh, well, I gotta go, guys, family emergency. And then it comes out that this is actually what happened.
Yeah.
And you know what? A big fuck you to the people that were pissed off at the show. Like, you gotta understand the situation there.
And I haven't fact checked this, but I want to say there was 10 minutes left.
I mean, at that point, like, I understand 5 minutes into the show.
Right.
Rightfully upset.
5 minutes in the show, everyone gets their money back and they reschedule it.
Sure.
Right.
It's that, 38 minutes left in the show where you just lose the time.
What I want to know, did he go right into N-bombs in Paris and then leave?
Yeah, I mean, do the black population of Paris really resent that song? Is this maybe payback? You think?
Maybe it is.
Trying to get their reparations. $10 million at a time
from Kim Kardashian.
I mean, she has wronged the community as a whole.
Has she?
I don't know. I'm pretty sick and tired of hearing about these Kardashians.
Yeah, but she's the only reason I even know who Ray J is.
I mean, she got famous by sucking Ray J's dick.
Exactly.
I know Ray J was before that. He had some good songs.
Yeah, but
Him and Lil' Kim?
Lil' Kim Kardashian?
Nah, Lil' Kim, other one.
I know who you're talking about.
I don't know her actual last name. Lil' Kim from the Puff Daddy family. Queen Bee. She's the original Queen Bee.
Yeah, it's true.
Before Bay Once took over that title.
Bay once.
Am I saying that wrong?
That's how we need to refer to her for this entire podcast duration.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. All right, well, so moving on to things that sound awful. A man in Australia, I believe it was,
Australia.
has now been bitten in the penis by a spider twice over a span of 5 months.
Yes, and so this guy is a construction worker and was bitten, as you said, on the penis by a poisonous spider.
Like right on the bell end.
Right on the bell end, which I learned about this week, yes.
You've known about the bell end for quite some time, from what I understand.
Well, no, 2 days ago I learned what it was.
Oh, okay. and here's a quick poll, as the only person that's in this room with us, besides all the interns who are busy fact-checking us. Are you familiar with the term bell end? It is British slang.
No.
Have you ever thought about, this is what I realized, have I ever thought about a bell other than the opening? And no, but what would you venture to say
get it.
a bell end is?
Also throw in the context of the story, in which I told you specifically what it is.
At the end of the dick?
Yep.
Yep.
It is the head of
All right.
It is the head
It's
of the
very
penis.
obvious at that point, but I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there's your British slang for the day, everybody.
This man who was identified just as Jordan has not used a portable toilet.
Wait, you mean he doesn't want his full name out on the media for this?
Hey,
So wait, he only gives the name Jordan and expects people not to crying Jordan him? So was he just crying Jordan the tip of his dick, the bell end of his dick?
that might be able to make it on Facebook because that's like kind of censoring it, right?
Yeah, right?
I'm not pushing my luck, but go ahead.
I don't know, what are the Instagram terms of service? Can we make this happen?
We'll find
No
out.
nipple, that's all I know about.
I imagine that penis is worse.
Are you sure?
I mean, it's worse where I stand.
I think so too, but we'll see.
We need an intern on the terms of service.
So this was the first time he was using a portable toilet since April 27th, which was the last time he was bitten on the penis by a spider. So he wasn't just sticking his dick in a spider cage or whatever, nest, if you will.
We've all been there.
I mean, it's kind of like the rule of porn where it's like anywhere you can stick your penis, somebody has done it. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
All right, so what's the chance that this guy's just like an asshole of a coworker? Like it's like really like slows down the job site.
Yeah.
And like all of his coworkers just really hate him. They're like, oh, Jordan's going back to the bathroom. Put the spiders in there, the extra bitey ones.
Or they just don't like the nurse or doctor at their site. And Jordan took one for the team and got bitten by 2 spiders on the penis and made this doctor have to suck it out.
Or maybe his dick is just delicious to spiders.
I mean, so yeah.
I assume my dick is delicious to
all right,
spiders. I
so
don't know.
just try to wrap your head around this. You get bit in the dick by a spider. Obviously awful, but that's probably a sensation you'll never forget, right?
Oh, he said he knew right away the second time.
I'm saying, like the second time it happens, you gotta be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, he said that he knew right away from the sensation.
Like I said, you cannot forget that.
Well, here's the next question though. Like, does the spider like perch on his dick and then bite it? Because you gotta think it's like dangling because he's doing his business on the like porta potty.
Yeah.
So he's gotta be sitting there. Does he like drop down on a web like in a cartoon?
I mean, this is also another reason.
Because there can't like how he'd have to have a pretty long dick for the spider to drop on a web.
Yeah.
Well,
So in theory, it's like crawling up his dick and biting it.
maybe he has bragging rights now. He's like, hey, ladies, guess what? That was an empty porta potty, and it climbed up from the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's gonna have bragging rights. Period. Unless there's
I don't know
some.
if he's gonna have a dick period.
I mean, I'm sure someone has that fetish somewhere, and maybe he'll get lucky and they're in Australia.
Well, when I first saw the headline, I thought it was one of those stories where it was like, man gets bitten by spider and has everlasting erection. Because that, I think, has happened at least for a couple
that
hours.
actually is a thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just gonna go on record as saying this: if I ever have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, she'd better call a doctor.
Hi-yo.
Sorry, one of my favorite jokes, and I so seldom get to use it.
Very topical, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, other than, I was just bringing up the fact that this was the first time he sat in a porta potty since the last time he was bitten by a spider on the dick. Was that the same porta potty?
Maybe they just need a porta potty that's not filled with spider nests.
Imagine being the same one. Like, there's no way he'd go back into the same one.
Well, apparently he was fighting it for a long time. He didn't want to use it again.
Well, yeah,
For good reason.
And this is the first time.
Literally the first time since getting bitten.
And I guess now he's gonna shit in a truck. I don't know what the other option is. If you're on a job
Spider
site.
probably sees him come in the porta potty again. Like, I thought I sent a message the first time. I'm still biting dick.
But then, what about all the other construction workers? They're all using it the whole time, I'm sure,
Fine.
and they're fine.
Yeah, with their bad smelling dicks apparently.
I
don't
guess
know.
so. It is Australia. You probably sweat a lot.
All right, no more
Okay,
stinky Aussie dick. Let's move on.
All right, so we're going to transition that into Lady Gaga is going to be at the Super Bowl. So this has long been rumored and has now been confirmed that Lady Gaga will be performing during the Super Bowl halftime.
And of course, it came out to a bunch of hate.
Why? She's a really good performer. She's genuinely talented.
I saw Lady Gaga when
She's
she
got
came
a
to Philly
big
a few years
catalog.
ago. Huge catalog, amazing performer. She probably changed her wardrobe like 6 times during her set. She's awesome. She's going to do a great job. I have no doubt in my mind.
It corresponds to the new album, so that makes obvious sense.
I hope that
She
the
gets good
NFL doesn't. I hope
collaborations.
the NFL doesn't regret it and try to parade other artists around her like they did last year with Coldplay.
They totally hijacked Coldplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the one half song joining. Like when Missy Elliott came out for half a song, cool.
See,
I'm
that
on
was
board
cool
with
because that was the
But when you hijack the whole thing,
The whole thing.
yeah, I don't know who I want to see with Lady Gaga. Chris, who do you want to see with her? Number 1 draft pick.
all Lady Gaga because I'm a fucking fame monster and she's the best.
Terrible answer. Go ahead, Jack.
Elton John.
Elton John. That actually makes a lot of sense. Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett. Yeah,
Well, I was
They
going to
had
say
the-
Tony
they had
Bennett,
the
but
actual
that's...
combination.
Yeah.
I would like to see Biz Markie.
Okay.
That would be a solid pairing. I bet they
He'd
could
be
do something
playing piano
ridiculous.
for her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then they could together sing "Just a Friend."
Right.
I would
I'd
make
be,
that.
that'd be
I'd
cool
be on
as
board
shit.
for that.
I would make that my ringtone, even though I know that ringtones aren't a thing anymore.
I
would-
kind of have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
Let's hear it for the boys.
no. It is a Black Keys song. That's all I know.
Okay.
I don't know by name.
I was gonna say the Jermaine Stewart classic. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time.
Ringtones.
That should be now.
That is a great
That
song.
is.
Ringtones went from like polyphonic cool ringtones to actual song playing to why the fuck is your phone not on vibrate?
Right.
Like that's the evolution of ringtones right now.
There's a 6-month period where my ringtone was "You're the best around," and now, like to this day, I'll get texts out of nowhere. Hey man, I heard that damn song that was your ringtone. I thought of you. And my response is always the same. Yeah.
You ever deal with people that you deal with people that still have ringback tones?
I was just gonna say that ringbacks, like it must just default from when that was actually a thing.
Yeah.
and it's always the
Hollaback Girl?
no, like it's like the it's like the symphony music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever that is. I don't know who picked that.
That's gotta be public domain, right? Like we can probably play that on here.
Ooh. We should edit that out so nobody takes it before us.
What do you mean takes this public domain? Everyone can take it.
Well, uses it
For what?
for their podcast.
No, we got it. We're good.
One of
Hey.
our 50 listeners.
60
Imitation
peak.
is the sincerest form of flattery. I look forward to our fans stealing that idea.
You know what? I'm gonna be listening to goddamn Jay Mariotti next week just to see if he used it.
You better not. You better not give him his 8th view. Listen, whatever the hell you want to call it.
All right, moving into more serious things. Look, this WikiLeaks is a thing again.
Yeah, well, WikiLeaks has been a thing. Julian
A relevant
Assange-
thing
yeah, yeah. Julian Assange decides to be, relevant from time to time. There was apparently a planned dumping of something, some fact today, and they canceled it last minute because of security concerns or whatever. But it apparently has something to do with Hillary Clinton, and there was a GOP somebody saying that this will probably take her down. So maybe he knows what it is, I don't know. But I got to thinking, they haven't announced it yet. What do we think this will be?
Well, I guess the first thing to say is, depends how serious our answers are, because if they get pretty serious, we might end up dead.
That is fair.
so-
you know what? Be damned. I will give mine.
Let's hear it.
will
I got
risk
one
that.
too, but I just want to preface this that we do not
I-
want to die.
You know, I've had a good run. It's fine. I'm literally flying into a hurricane in like 8 hours.
Yeah, and what's the guy from Cuba? He took down a plane because he thought somebody was on there, and the guy actually wasn't on the plane, and he took down an entire jetliner.
Well, sucks for that. So I believe that what is going to be released is that in the late 80s, Hillary Clinton raped Corey Haim.
God damn it, that was mine!
That's why I went first. There we go. Well, you guys just cancel
I was
each
going
other
to be a
out.
little bit more elaborate about it, but
I
that
got
was
right to the
mine.
chase.
I think she's a lizard person that's from the New World Order that's been running this country for thousands of years.
Wait, that's a surprise?
No, well, you know what? It's going to be confirmed.
Okay, okay.
All right, so Jack, what's yours?
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
guys, do you realize that Radar hasn't come out with their rapist of Corey Haim yet?
What? They teased that like
Right,
2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
We talked about
they
it
were
at
saying
length.
it's imminent.
Yeah.
So I got to thinking, Radar hasn't released it, and WikiLeaks has not released their fact. They delayed it. Then it got me to thinking, Hollywood and the Democratic Party are intertwined.
Of course.
I mean, they are one and the same, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And that got me to thinking, Hillary Clinton was alive in the 1980s. And it also got me
Good
to
fact
thinking...
check on that.
It also got me thinking that no man would ever want to have sex with her. Which also got me to thinking that Corey Haim would not want to have sex with her. So I think she forced herself on Corey Haim.
That took way too long.
Yeah, way too long.
I tried to take a bullet for you guys, and unfortunately, the bullet got through. Clean in, clean out. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and just keep it moving, and we're going to go to our recurring segment, Micah's Musings.
Oh, so baseball, America's pastime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hell of a sport. Now, the worst thing that could possibly happen in baseball is the one game wild card playoff. You play 162 games just to play one game that decides your fate. So I just want to talk a little bit about the AL NL pairings. Mets Giants. This one to me I hate because the Giants have won every other World Series the last 3 years. I hate the Giants. They stopped the Phillies from winning the World Series in 2010. But then again, if they go ahead and lose, that means the Mets advance. And I hate the Mets, so...
You hate the Giants? You are a little man.
Think about it.
Oh, okay. All right. God, that's awful. And then in the AL, we got the Jays and the Orioles. It's in Toronto. I want a Jose Bautista walk-off, bat flip, just piss off.
That pierces the stadium.
Yeah, why not?
See, I don't know. I kind of like this. Baseball is incredibly regional. I do love baseball as a game, but I feel that if the Phillies are not anywhere near good, I just don't give a shit.
Sure. And I'll be honest, I had to look to see what the matchups were today because I haven't really followed it. I haven't followed baseball as much over the last 5 years as I did, obviously, when the Phillies were relevant.
Now, hold on. Will you watch these two games?
I will.
Okay.
I will watch them Wednesday.
If they were 5-game series, would you watch every game?
No.
You watch the game fives.
I would watch an elimination game.
Yeah, elimination games in series are the best.
I feel like 3 game for a wild card should be.
Okay.
I feel like
can
that'd be
see that.
yeah.
But
Cut the MLB season back a week and do a 3-game wild card play-in, and that way you give the teams that actually won the division enough rest to reset their pitchers and get them in order. I mean, not trying to get too technical, but I feel like they earned it. You win your division, you get that opportunity.
I do get that, but you kind of just proved MLB's point. They kind of saw that they had something where they had the final play-in game a couple years in a row that was awesome.
That was like one of the coolest nights in baseball history.
Right. Where maybe, I don't know, maybe they expanded a little bit more. And
I just, I feel bad for the Pirates. 2 years in a row, they had a top 3 record in baseball, and, they had the 1-game playoff. They lost them both.
Well, yeah, but then you have the A's who won 100 games and then lose early in the postseason.
Yeah, but at least they had 5. They had a crack at it.
Yeah.
One bad game, and you don't put 162 games away. I don't know.
Fair enough. So, a wonderful Micah's Musings.
Yeah.
And now we move over to Jack Recommends.
Well, my recommendation this week is Bon Iver just released a new album. I love Bon Iver. And the first 2 albums, pretty much all-time greats for me. And I've listened a bit to this one, and I would recommend it.
I'm sure I've heard some of their songs, but I don't know for a fact that I have.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, it's just one of those bands.
I'm not going to sing it for you right now.
You should.
I appreciate that.
I feel like that would bring a lot of
No.
that would bring a lot of energy to this segment.
We're trying to get more listeners, not less.
Mark the time where I start singing
just
and
delete
warn
it.
everyone.
I honestly don't have anything to contribute for Bon Iver, and I
Yeah.
apologize.
All right, we'll keep this right on moving then. It's time for the lowdown.
So, as we know, Rob Lowe is in the cast of Super Troopers 2. They wrapped filming yesterday. They did a giant cast, photo op, and Tyler, I don't know if it's Labine or Labine, was dressed as a Mountie. And I don't know if you guys know who that is. He was...
Oh, Mounties? They're police...
you know who a Mountie is. I know.
Okay.
The actor. Pudgy comedian with a beard. Who's seen Zach and Miri make a porno?
You can't see me, but I'm raising my hand.
Yes. There we are.
I still have not seen that.
He's the drunk Steeler fan that stumbles into
Oh,
the
yeah,
coffee shop.
while they're filming.
Yeah.
I wonder why you like him.
No, it's just the whole scene is phenomenal. But he's
It's
been in
pretty
a
funny.
few other movies. He's a good character actor, and just the fact that I saw him in the cast, that is reassuring.
This week, also, on top of that, I've got a second lowdown moment.
What?
Unprecedented. He tweeted out a picture of himself and Dule Hill, his West Wing co-star,
Yes.
with the tag Seaborn Young 2020, which are the last names on the show, The West Wing, and kind of teasing that maybe there's something going on there, which would be absolutely awesome because we've all talked for a long time about how much we love Rob Lowe on The West Wing.
And that would be great. I mean, I've been watching The West Wing again, trying to introduce it to my girlfriend, and I absolutely love Rob Lowe. I really wish I could see more of him. And, Michael, you just mentioned that he's going to be in Super Troopers 2. Just wondering, do you have a top 5 of Rob Lowe movies? That
You
can
got
give
to,
me?
right?
Since you put me on the spot with Rob Lowe movies, not his best role, but Tommy Boy's my number one.
Oh, okay, so start with
So you're,
number
so
one.
you're
okay.
counting one up?
Yeah, because that's
One
the
up.
only
I'm
Rob
looking
Lowe
for
movie I
five
can
down.
think of right now.
I'm looking for 5 down.
Yeah,
Really?
5.
I thought you were a Rob Lowe mega fan. I can think of 5 off the top of my head.
Go ahead.
So 5, I really like Thank You for Smoking, but his spot in there is really
See,
small.
I didn't remember him in that.
Really small
Okay.
spot. So I'll probably put Super Troopers 2 in there because I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah.
4, I would go Invention of Lying. He was perfect in that.
Never seen it.
Absolutely.
I love that movie. I
great
don't remember him from that.
He's like the perfect coworker because the premise is no one can lie.
Right.
And he just talks about how great he is and because he's way better than everything else. Number 3, I would go Austin Powers, Spy That Shagged
Okay.
Me. Just wonderful role there.
That was the second one, right?
The second one,
Yeah,
He was
it-
the 60s version of number 2.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would actually go number 2 as Tommy Boy, and then 1 Wayne's World. I mean, just
Yeah.
absolute
yes.
classic
Yes.
role with Wayne's World.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's my 5 down.
The cop doing the probe at the end.
Oh yeah. He speaks Cantonese just for no apparent reason. I mean, how good is that?
Such a great villain.
Nobody likes Benjamin. If Benjamin were an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. It's such a good line. I use that every now and again, just like a profiling question, statement, to see who knows that movie.
I bet you don't get a lot.
Not
on that
often.
line, yeah.
You would have missed me on that one.
Yeah, it's a great line though. I'm actually a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Tommy
enough.
Boy's what you came up with.
Yeah.
Also, no Outsiders, his 80s stuff.
You put me on the spot on something that
St. Elmo's Fire?
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't prepared.
it shouldn't matter, man, if you're passionate.
I never said I was passionate.
You run the Rob Lowe down, the number 1 source for Rob Lowe updates on the internet.
Listen, just because I run it doesn't mean I have to love it, okay? There is somebody that has to cover women's lacrosse for a paper.
And I guarantee they fucking love it.
I guarantee you they hate it.
Are you telling me this is not a labor of love? The lowdown?
I'm a little
It's more of a labor of love.
hurt.
Ooh.
All right, that was good. Yeah,
That's a good
good
comeback.
save. All right.
Moving on.
So we're gonna go ahead. That actually saved because that comeback was great. It saved that from being the Malort bad taste in our mouth.
Yes, so the Malort bad taste in my mouth. Let me just start by introducing Wahida Mohammed. She's also known as Handi. Pretty
Obviously.
much the most badass woman on earth. She is an Iraqi woman who commands a 70-man force and fights ISIS. All right?
Badass.
Aside from having her husbands, plural, killed by ISIS and surviving car bombs in 2006, 2009, 2010, 2013, and 2014.
These all sound like good things, except for the husband's dying.
Yeah. So getting to my bad taste.
Okay.
Well, I also do just side note, I love anybody who fights ISIS because they ruined my favorite spy agency.
The fake spy agency in Archer?
Yes. So, she not only kills ISIS members, but beheads them and cooks their head.
What?
Yes.
Now, does she eat these heads?
I don't know. All I saw in the article was, in the interview, she kind of closed with a little mic drop going, just look at my Facebook page. Boop. And I guess she posts the cooked heads. So maybe we have, Wahida's restaurant.
I mean, she's just like boil them, or like are they steamed and seasoned? Like
Maybe she's perfecting it. I don't know. Maybe you can grill.
Maybe she feeds them back to other ISIS members, kind of like a Scott Tenorman was die type thing. That'd be pretty good.
Reference. But okay, that's a bad taste for me because can they taste good? I mean, they got to be stressed all the time.
Yeah.
And it's their heads, right?
It's their heads.
Like, there's not a lot of good things to eat in the head, is there?
Maybe the cheek.
Maybe we can ask Anthony Bourdain. I do like a good tongue.
Tongue's a delicacy.
Yeah.
My mother had
An ISIS tongue?
Right.
a lot of that la la la
Yeah.
nonsense.
That's got to be.
That gotta be stressful on the tongue.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tough tongue.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be tender.
I know my mom ate cow brain once.
What'd she say about it?
I don't think it was that great.
Yeah. And plus, they're constantly stressing over Allah and whether or not they're going to have their 72 virgins.
Cows?
Yes.
Cows
Yes.
love Allah.
They do love
I was
Allah.
just making sure.
And they especially love virgins. All right. That's a good save there, because I was wondering earlier how the double penis bite wasn't the bad taste
Yeah.
for this one.
Yeah.
But that's a strong save. All right. Sorry. Good Malort, bad taste. At some point, we're going to try to get this on Malort's radar and see if we can get an actual sponsorship
Let's just
here.
start tweeting them. Hopefully they have a Twitter.
I don't know if they do or not. But we also need to get ourselves a bottle, make that happen.
That we do.
So that's, we really haven't thought this through all the way.
Not too much. No.
All right.
I'm also the only person here that's had Malort at this point.
Maybe that'll be at duty free. Check it out.
Oh, if that's at the duty-free shop in DR, guaranteed return. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Maiko's movie pick. And I'm just going to go ahead and take that one over this week.
Sounds good.
So
Wait, is it not a Rob Lowe movie?
Rob Lowe is, to my knowledge, in no way involved. So I think that it's going on record pretty clearly that I love the movie Taken. So I was surfing through On Demand a couple nights ago and saw a movie called I Am Wrath, starring John Travolta with the tagline, Travolta's Taken. And I want that for a moment to sink in.
Oh, boy.
Everything made Taken great, and then put John Travolta at his current age and state.
What year is this? New?
This isn't new. This is a
Holy
current
shit.
film.
Was it in theaters?
I can't imagine. I mean, a theater somewhere maybe. I can't imagine it was a wide release because I didn't hear about it until now.
This is the second time Travolta's been brought up on the podcast in 3 weeks.
Yes.
This, I think, is actually maybe a good reason.
No.
Plugging his movie.
I can just see him now, like, oh my god, they took my daughter.
So they did not take his daughter. They killed his wife early on, and then he goes on, trying to get revenge. And they just there's no hinting that he had a special forces background. They just go right out and say it. But he's also really sloppy about it.
Okay.
So
He's not good at it. He doesn't in Taken. Liam Neeson calculates everything.
Right.
Everything's got a perfect plan. He doesn't think anything
So,
through.
what's the body count in comparison to Taken, the first one?
Taken much higher
So, what you're
and
saying...
better done.
All right, so what you're saying is, if you were ranking in ways to piss off special forces, I guess the safest route is to kill the wife rather than kidnap the daughter, but the last thing you want to do is kill the dog, John Wick style. So this is the ranking.
That was a heavy body count.
Yeah, that would be the pecking order, as in for damage brought back upon you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think Wife is the lowest body count so far. Also, worst movie, both in this and the Taken franchise.
Okay.
Because for Taken 3, you're better off just going back and watching the first Taken 3 times.
Never saw Taken 3.
You're better
let's
off.
go ahead and redeem that wife taking. First season 24 was the wife.
Yeah?
So
How's that up for?
well, for her, let's not spoil anything. But season wise,
Yeah,
that got in your top
great,
10.
That wasn't
Did we
great.
really
season.
spoil
But they also
stuff
took the daughter.
10 years old?
Well, yeah,
They took the daughter
yeah.
first.
Oh, or did they? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Wow. I just remember the wife because obviously it was very.
No, the daughter was taken first,
Okay.
and then the wife. And then Keith Sutherland, now the president.
Yes, great
Yes.
show. 2 for 2.
Yeah, I'm off to a great start
2
on
for 2.
Designated Survivor, by the way.
That's good.
Oh yeah, I'm really enjoying
Okay.
it. But
Better
anyway,
than Kevin Can Wait.
oh, and I Am Wrath also his co-star, his former Black Ops partner, Christopher Maloney from SVU.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Great comedic actor. by the
You'll
way.
remember him as the doctor, the pediatrician with the puppet.
Oh
on
yeah, no.
Scrubs.
I remember him from
Harold and Kumar.
the
Wet Hot.
camp. God damn it.
Wet Hot.
Wet Hot American Summer.
He is a terrible actor. He is not an action star in the
No,
movie.
action
Oh,
star,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
'Cause
No, but, like-
he is great in Wet Hot American
Great
Summer.
comedy chops. Have you
Yes.
seen
I haven't seen either one.
Wet Hot or the TV? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you've seen the Scrubs one where he's really good.
Right. Oh yeah, the movie is like the whole thing is terribly acted, horribly forced.
And Harold and
just
Kumar
awful.
you've seen.
Yeah,
He's
the
Freak
first
Show.
Too. Is he really?
That's Freak Show. You got sex, you fuck my wife. That's Christopher Maloney from Law and Order.
Seriously.
Yeah. And in the second one, he's the Grand Wizard of the KKK with the cross eyes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
but he's Freak Show, and there's a lot of people I know that know Maloney just from SVU.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women that think he's hot. And then I say, oh yeah, that's the guy from Harold and Kumar, and then I show them, and they're like, no. I'm like, oh, that's him.
Oh, that's great. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
Oh, do you want me to chime in my actual movie thing, or you just going to take it
Just
completely?
real quick before you get there. I Am Wrath, 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
11.
that
What-
seems.
what would you give
Double
it?
digits.
I mean, it's a movie in which you don't see boom mics in any shots. So,
There you go.
like 9 to 12 seems fair.
9 to 12 range.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there was the value of it being bad. And I'm getting value from talking about it now.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it.
This could have been the
Okay.
Malort bad taste in your mouth of this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, real quick on movies on my front. Either one of you guys fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean or not really?
I watched all 4 in one sitting this summer.
And that means no, because I am absolutely not after seeing all 4 in one sitting.
Okay, well anyway, they have another one coming out, obviously milking it, but it's the teenage son of
Will Turner.
Will Turner. And in the teaser trailer, you don't even see Depp, but there's like a new army of these like half, I don't know, zombie pirates,
guys.
I guess, yeah. And Javier Bardem is the main guy. He looks,
nice.
He looks
Okay.
pretty freaking badass.
It's either really
in it.
nice or really bad.
It
because
looks pretty well done.
What if that ruins Javier Bardem for us?
I don't know.
He had a good run.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just letting you guys
I'll
know.
pour some more.
You guys
on
like
there.
Yeah.
you guys like him, and I was letting you guys know he's in the teaser trailer for it.
Okay.
So
I'm bought in.
so next summer when you have to watch all 5,
I don't do all 5.
is not
It's
gonna
always
happen.
quadrilogies.
fair enough.
That's why Pirates got in this year, because I knew that there's a 5th one coming out.
Which, speaking of which, Bridget Jones has a new movie.
Ugh.
I had to check very quickly just to be sure she didn't have 4 now.
That was the 3rd.
Thank God.
And I know that for some reason. I haven't seen any of them.
Because you looked it up to see if that was the 4th?
No. But so we're now going to take the obvious transition from Bridget Jones to the NFL.
course.
Much better week for you this week, Chris.
One, I was sober enough to watch all 4 quarters.
Wow.
Impressive.
And how sober is that?
Fancy.
Sober enough.
I had 2 beers.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Per quarter?
just 2, man.
I don't
I
understand.
had 2 weddings this weekend. It was brutal.
You were in pretty good shape after the first one. That's
Yeah.
what I saw.
Second one kind of
I
steered
crashed-
me down a little.
I crashed the first one pretty good. Had a
You
good
did crash.
time.
It was a strong crash.
I mean, I was invited to crash it by the bride and groom. So
Yeah.
I don't feel particularly. It's like a cheating crash.
It's a gentleman's crash.
Well, that's me, a gentleman.
Exactly. Yeah, Steelers look pretty good. Obviously, a revenge game. They were just pissed off about last week. I mean, that's what you want to see when your team gets blown out the week before. You don't know if it's going to shatter their confidence to the point where they're going to come out flat, or if it's going to be like, hey, we're better than this. We need to buckle down.
To be fair, when has Andy Reid ever beaten the Steelers?
He's over. He's never have. Yeah,
what
but
I'm
I
getting
mean, his freaking disciple walloped him 7 days prior. So
Yeah, he did.
That was
We'll
a fun
see.
game.
A
Really
very
enjoyed
fun
that.
game.
something like that.
31-point spread.
That's right.
That's right.
So speaking of wallopings, Panthers Falcons, the once mighty Panthers now falling to 1-3.
Non-stagnant.
Not at
Yeah.
all stagnant. Should we just have Michael apologize every time they lose now? Because they're not stagnant.
Yeah, I mean,
Apologize for leading you guys on, saying they're going to be a stagnant 15-1.
yeah, I mean, 1-3 probably not going to make the playoffs.
I mean, Atlanta did start 4-0 last year and then just tailed off. I mean, they don't look... But see, I remember last year with Atlanta, they didn't look that impressive.
I thought they did. It was Devontae Freeman. I mean, he looked very good.
I mean, right now, though, I mean, they're playing defense. They got multiple running backs. Ryan looks sharp. I don't know.
4 weeks last year, I think he probably looked pretty sharp. You're riding on Matt Ryan. I don't know.
Julio Jones 300 yards, so that's insane.
I mean,
That was freaking insane. Like, A.J. Green set the tone Thursday night, 10 catches, $175, touchdown. I'm like, Julio saw that. I was like, nah, fuck that guy. Yeah. I thought AB was going to do it because he had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. I'm like, all right, was AB just going to score 5 touchdowns tonight? he tailed off, but I mean, Julio Jones is on another level right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the Panthers are not what we thought they were coming into this season.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if like somehow we predicted that this would happen in week 1?
No one here has ever said that.
No, I don't remember anything happening like that.
Because that would have been an amazing prediction.
That would have been
really
bold.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Because no one here has the balls to do that.
Clearly,
Clearly.
as far as the tape shows. We'll just skip over this next line here. That's not important.
Well,
Was it the Colts?
Yeah, did the Colts play?
Not in this country.
No? Oh, so did they play in their time zone or no?
No.
Did they wake up in their time zone?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, the Colts suck. Let's be honest.
I feel like they're honestly wasting like the golden prime years here of Andrew Luck. They got no defense.
Well,
they put no skill players around them.
They had a lackluster defense, and that defense is hurt. So when you have a not so good defense, and that defense has significant injuries,
I mean, even the year the Colts
JV squad,
the year the Colts won it. I mean, they had Freeney and Mathis rushing the passer,
Wade Sanders,
and they had Bob Sanders like the one year he was healthy.
the eraser.
Yeah, I mean, but even then they weren't even a
Defensive
top
player of the
5 defense.
No,
But they had a good
They
pace.
put up so many
They were
points.
adequate, and
They let Jacksonville put 30 on them.
yeah, it's not good.
That is not acceptable.
London has
Jacksonville's
always been weird.
Terrible.
It's always been a weird game
What
in
is
London.
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
I hate the London games. Do we all hate it?
I like the
idea of being able to
early
watch
game.
a
I do
9:30
like
a.m.
that.
game?
Yeah.
As long as it's not your team.
I don't know. Like, I was in California one year when the Eagles were on at 1 o'clock Eastern, and it was great seeing them at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then going out and doing whatever
That's
during
true.
the
I
day.
did have an experience like that once.
Yeah.
I caught a Sixers playoff game at like 9 a.m. It was
awesome.
kind of cool.
But, yeah, so
anyway,
there you go.
moving on with our
Close.
elimination picks. For anyone new to the show, we pick a team each week that we do not believe is going to make it into the playoffs this year. We're all looking pretty dumb with the Rams right now, who are now 3-1 that we've all picked.
First place, baby.
Although I will say this, it is making my bold prediction look more and more likely it's coming about, in which I said that at some point the Rams would be winning, and you start to hear conspiracy theories about the NFL propping them up because of them being, obviously the NFL has a vested interest in making the Rams look good with the big move to LA. So
Here's the thing, though.
so my bold prediction is
Conspiracy
more
theories
likely-
aside, Case Keenum still has to make throws, and no one thought that was possible, and he's making them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be like one of those just dumb luck type things.
Yeah.
And the numbers will break eventually.
Oh, with Paxton Lynch getting some playing time in Denver, he is now the 6th rookie quarterback not named Jared Goff to throw a pass this year.
Nice.
Over the number 1
Awesome.
overall pick.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
And I'm loving that more and more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, who do we think is not going to make it this time around?
We'll go with Jack.
Well, I picked New Orleans last week, and they beat the Chargers. So I'm just going to have to say it. The Chargers.
And I feel better and better with my pick about the Chargers being the first one to lose a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just impotent.
Only team worse is the Browns, 0-4, and Hugh Jackson's brand new coach. So
Yeah, he gets a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Plus,
Cleveland does axe coaches left and right.
yeah,
with
but
no regard.
that's been the coverage more so than ever. So I think that they have to kind of realize that that's what they're getting known
Yeah.
for.
And they gotta
give them a
invest.
little bit of breathing room.
well, and I think they got Hugh Jackson. That was like coming off of the whole we fire everybody every year. So
Right.
I think they kind of have.
And
to
did
keep
you
them.
see
They have
how
to give them
San
at least
Diego
18 months.
lost?
That was the final play, right? It was
Well, I mean, just the fourth quarter, they had a seemingly insurmountable lead.
It's 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, New Orleans scored, and then Melvin Gordon fumbled. New Orleans scored, and then another offensive player fumbled. They 2 turnovers,
Just awful.
Just like, you can't do
no
that.
discipline. That's the kind of, and that comes from the coaching.
That's what I'm saying. That's an indictment on the coach.
And that was a home game against Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Who they
also
threw on
terrible.
the trash heap so he could win a touchdown or a Super Bowl.
Right, no doubt about it. Who do you have to your list?
Carolina, moving on.
Carolina. Man, that's a pretty moderate
It's a
pick at
very
this point.
very safe pick, I'd
Very
say.
safe pick
Yeah.
at this point of the year.
Yeah.
Going on.
All
Moving
right.
on.
Speaking of safe picks, I'm going to take Detroit.
All right.
Now, just for anyone that actually cares about this, next week we're going to start moving to 2 picks per week. So it'll start getting interesting pretty fast.
Can we talk about how disappointing that was? Maybe because I bet on them to win, and I don't like betting divisional games, but you don't lose to Brian Hoyer and a bunch of practice squad guys. I don't know. That Stafford, that offense was abysmal. Granted, they lost their other running back, Dwayne Washington, in the middle of the game, but you don't lose that game. I don't care if it's in Chicago. That game pissed me off.
Well, I didn't see it, so
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I watched almost no football this week.
You seen any Bears at all this year? I mean, they've been abysmal.
I've seen one game.
That's fair.
The Eagle game, right?
Yeah.
That's when Cutler got
Yeah.
hurt. And then Hoyer, I mean, just frustrated. Cost me some money this weekend if you haven't.
Well, I think what cost you some money is the fact that you made a parlay.
What's wrong with that?
That just cost you money.
Hey, I actually do okay on parlays, but
All right.
Do you have a system?
thought I did.
All right, so that ends our NFL coverage. We're going to move over to Whiner of the Week.
All right.
Who wants to take the lead?
You want to start, Michael?
I'm going with Rich Paul, NBA super agent. Also represents first pick Ben Simmons of the Sixers. Ben Simmons broke his foot. And
Because he's from Philadelphia.
yeah, he can play for the Sixers now. So, anyway, this injury, they say, could be anywhere from 2 to 3 months. Well, the rumor's out that Rich Paul wants to protect his investment, and he's pushing Sixers management to shut Ben Simmons down for the entire year like they did Joel Embiid and Nerlens Noel. Now, let me tell you right now, this fan base is really
Chomping at the bit. Like,
and
it's-
if this guy's ready to play games in January, I don't care. You cannot tough sell that. And it's just Rich, it's Paul just being... And he represents Chris Paul. He represents Blake Griffin. He
LeBron,
represents
of
LeBron.
course.
He has a lot of pull. And if he's telling the Sixers, hey, he's not going to play, then I have a feeling he's not going to play.
He probably won't.
And that's going to piss me off.
I mean, yeah, there's a good bit of season after January, but we saw this with Durant 2 years ago. He ended up losing a whole season because he came back a little too early. Granted, we're not chasing the playoffs right now.
Sure.
But
I feel like you owe it to the family. Now, unless Embiid and Saric have monster years to the point where it kind of offsets Simmons a little bit, but I don't see that
They
happening.
take him to actually ride it to the playoffs. And I think the other thing is, at some point, these guys need to start playing together.
Yeah.
right.
So you need them to log some minutes
Like
to make a real push next
Like
year.
a lot of the Sixers fans are falling in love with the idea of these players playing together on paper,
Right.
but
Well, Hinkie's plan is coming together.
in a sense, yeah. Like that, like the fact that Joel Embiid and Dario Saric are playing a basketball game in a Sixers uniform tomorrow, like I can say it 100 times, I won't believe it until I see it.
Right.
But once you do, you're going to pleasure yourself in the shower thinking about it.
I'm already thinking
I
about
don't
it
think
now.
he's going to make it to the shower.
I feel so bad for your wife.
Love you, Amy.
All right, well, my winner of the week is the bookstore In Other Words. Let's just start by saying they're a feminist bookstore.
What?
Are you anti-feminist?
Not inherently.
Say what you want about feminists.
But they're the worst all the time. Jack Carpenter.
You may know the bookstore In Other Words from Portlandia. This is where they film their
yeah.
Okay.
This is where they filmed their Women and Women First sketch. And so In Other Words has kicked out Portlandia from filming in their bookstore. And the sign on their door read, "Fuck Portlandia." I can't even read this. Transmisogyny. Transmisogyny, there we go. Racism, gentrification, queer antagonism, devaluation of feminist discourse. And now, you know what? Say what you will about feminists. PC has no place in the comedy world. I feel like Fred Armisen of Portlandia probably is, has it at the front of his mind that, there are issues out there, and I'm sure he champions many issues, but this is comedy. It's come here again and again that people are just trying to erode comedy and nothing is safe in comedy. Maybe comedy needs a safe space. I don't know.
Maybe it does.
But that's my winner of the week.
And that's a good one. I'm with you. Mine is, I'm probably saying this wrong because I'm old. Zayn Malik?
It's not Zion?
Zayn?
Of One Direction fame?
Yeah, that's the one.
The Traitor?
Yes.
All right, go
Did
on.
I say it right?
Yeah.
Zayn Malik? All right. He had an interview this week in which he complained that he hates the word celebrity.
Ugh.
He doesn't want to be in that lifestyle.
I hate this already.
Now, first off, the interview was with, I don't know if it's a magazine or what. The interview was with High Snobiety. I'm not making that
Are
up.
we gonna have that error check next week? That does not sound right.
I'm telling you, that's what it said. High Snobiety.
Is that Ivanka Trump's magazine?
I think she's less snobby. Actually, I feel like she's more grounded. But either way,
I'm just throwing out
in High
Ivanka.
Snobiety, he complained about the word celebrity and being left in that. And seriously, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
One Direction is like a manufactured band
Oh, yeah.
that is directly built to become celebrities. And at the end of the day, you're banging Gigi Hadid. You've got nothing to complain about ever.
And here's the thing. He left One Direction to start a solo career
To be more of
a celebrity.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like,
And he chose this. He went on the X Factor. Is that what they did?
yeah, one of those.
Something like that.
Yeah, Simon Cowell brought them all together.
Yeah, Yugoslavia's Got Talent or one of those.
Yeah, I
There's a
think
bunch
so.
of different ones
Yeah.
now. And
So-
so, yeah.
Just somebody who wants to benefit from reap all the benefits, but doesn't want what actually gets him in those benefits. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out.
All I have to say is go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you win.
you can complain. Like, I get it. Paparazzi's being too aggressive. I would like to have some time where I can just be a regular person. I'm okay with all of that. But I hate the word celebrity.
But also, guess
Get
what?
the fuck out of here.
There are many celebrities who did make it through with their merit and were completely out of the public eye when they wanted to be. Robert Redford lives in Utah. Paul Newman used to race cars.
Or who was it? Shoot, I forget who it was. There's like some like female celebrity, like low A list, high B list, where for like 20 minutes a day, she goes outside, talks to all the paparazzi that are out there, lets them snap some pictures, answers their questions, and goes back inside, and they leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's something they probably prearranged.
I think she just started doing it. Like, she just kind of realized that people were standing outside her house all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it is supply and demand at the end of the day.
So she just kind of came out, gave it to everybody, and then went about her shit. And problem solved.
Right.
You know, that's awesome.
Just deal with it.
Well, and then
Yeah.
Kim
Don't run away.
Kardashian embraces it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what else is she going to do?
I don't know, get assaulted on the street by some prankster kissing her ass, literally.
Oh, I was going to say, she does need $10 million right now.
That stuff's insured.
Oh, yeah.
So, but no, do you see that? Like some like internet prankster that's not actually very good at understanding what pranks are, ran up and literally kissed her butt cheek.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he stole $10 million of jewelry. And
No, that
prank.
was less of a prank.
Oh,
and
okay.
and more of armed robbery.
You got me good.
I got you, good fucker. I'll call him chicken fucker. Fun fact though, from Super Troopers, when Farva goes and calls the guy chicken fucker, the couple in the car are his real life parents.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yep,
Nice.
that is a thing. All right, so good wonders of the week, I think. And in case anybody forgot, we did not. It's time for the Kevin James countdown.
Ooh.
Here we go. Big Kevin James news. CBS is loving their show, obviously. Well, it's just been announced that CBS alum Ray Romano is going to guest star on Kevin Can Wait. Ooh, juicy.
I can hear the ratings go up now.
So I'm just wondering if this is going to be, as a lot of people know, Kevin James or Doug Heffernan was a recurring guest character on Everybody Loves Raymond, and people liked the character so much CBS decided to give Kevin James his own show. So are we going to see the rebirth of Ray Romano on another CBS sitcom
I mean,
as a recurring guest star?
if Ray Romano wants to do it, Ray Romano's got all the money.
Yeah.
Like, he caked off on that
Are you
show.
guys... Is it true that he was in Vinyl? Did you guys watch that on HBO?
He was in Vinyl.
Was he like a main part of it?
I don't
or-
know if he was a main part. I just know he was in it.
As I was reading this article, it
I think he
said-
was like number 3 billing
Okay.
behind Olivia Wilde.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You lost me for a second there.
So yeah, there's your
Kevin James countdown. Show
James
still going
countdown.
strong.
Let's go. Ray Romano.
All right, this countdown's going to continue. And what's not going to continue is this week's episode of Shower Beer Podcast. That brings us to an end. Now, make sure to follow us on social media at Shower Beer Pod. And we're going to be doing a new thing on Facebook this week. Go ahead and submit questions to us, and we'll pick the ones that we feel like are interesting enough to answer.
I feel
and we'll
like
answer them on this podcast.
I feel like instead of just randomly writing to the Shower Beer Podcast, we'll make a post and then put your questions in the comments, so that way we can track it a little better.
All right, dude. Well, you got like 20 minutes to make that happen before I get this shit uploaded.
Gonna happen.
Yeah. All right, that is a direct challenge. But guys, that's what we've got. That's the end of the week, and peace.